good sex physically isn't always good for you mentally or emotionally. Woo! Child, that ain't a word, and I don't know what is. It's a word, it's a word. Hey y'all, it's your girl Tynisha Renee here. Welcome back or welcome to my channel if you're visiting for the first time. This is Tynisha Talks, where we keep it real, raw, and transparent. Here on my channel, we discuss love, sex, dating, relationships, my ghetto experiences in Atlanta. And as of late, we've just been having some really honest discussions about my growth and experiences as I become more confident in my womanhood. This video is gonna be more of a transparent chit chat type of video. So make sure you grab your wine, get your drink, because you're gonna need it. About a year and a half ago, I posted a video talking about my decision to practice abstinence. And it wasn't just abstaining from sex. I decided to take a break from dating too. And I really just wanted to dedicate time to solely focus on me and getting to know myself. I wanted to do an update video because I have learned a lot, child, okay? About myself, about how I navigate dating. I wanted to share my experiences with y'all because honestly, I think so many people, both men and women, could really benefit from taking a break from sex and dating, really taking the time to reflect on past experiences, past traumas, and seeing how they can shape your sexuality. And I know y'all are probably wondering if I'm still abstinent. Well, you're just gonna have to watch to the end for that. In my last video, I talked about how I began having sex early, like early teenage years, early due to peer pressure in high school. And then I realized as an adult that I was having sex most times to fill a void within myself. I was kind of reflecting back on my sexual experiences, and I realized that I didn't start having good sex. And by good sex, I mean that I was really confident, very present in the moment. I felt comfortable with what I was doing. I was enjoying it until I was in like my early 20s. So when you think about the gap of time, it's like early teenage years, all the way up into early 20s, you wasn't enjoying this. It was like, what? Sis, what were you doing? But then when I got into my 20s, you know what I'm saying? It got a lot better. I learned more about my body, what I liked, what I didn't like, and it definitely helped. But a lesson I learned in that is that good sex physically isn't always good for you mentally or emotionally. Woo! Child, that ain't a word, and I don't know what is. It's a word, it's a word. I literally was just having sex a lot of times because I wanted to feel a sense of closeness. And at times I would feel guilty or depressed afterward because that feeling of closeness would disappear once we put our clothes back on. So all of that is definitely a part of why I decided to chill on casual sex. But a large part of why I decided to chill on sex and dating is because I went through a really, really bad breakup when I moved to Atlanta. And I feel like I didn't really talk about that much in my last video. You know, I don't even want to dedicate a lot of time talking about this man on my channel, but I have told the story about what happened in another video. So feel free to check that one out when you're done with this one. I really, really thought with all my heart that my ex was the one. And ladies, maybe some of y'all can relate. When you're used to having repeated situations, so you meet a man, you like him, it doesn't work out, repeat, repeat, repeat. It's like a feeling of getting your hopes up and constantly being let down. And that hurts. You know, it really does suck when that happens. I saw marriage, kids, traveling, had my hopes up so high, which was so naive, but that's a story for a different day. And when it didn't work out, I don't even have the words to explain the disappointment that I felt, but it really just, it just reinforced this dynamic of me giving and giving and giving to men and never really getting anything in the end. Some people after a breakup, they be out in these streets, okay? But I did the complete opposite. So I definitely put myself in a bubble, no sex, no dating, no type of emotional connection with anyone. And I stayed that way for about 10 to 11 months. And then I made the decision to become sexually active again. So yes, I did have sex. I did break my abstinence journey. And the irony of it is that it was more of like a casual situation. But how can I say this? I picked the best person that I could have picked for it to be a casual sort of dynamic. He was aware of my abstinence journey and really wanted to make sure that I was confident in my decision to be active again. He didn't initiate anything with me. I definitely did the initiating because it was like, 10 months, that's almost a year. Like your girl was out here struggling, okay? So I'm not gonna lie, afterward, I was kind of like, dang, well, what was the whole point of my abstinence journey if I said I didn't want to have anything casual? I took this huge break. Well, to me, it was a huge break. And then I go back in and I do something casual again. Like, what did I do it for? But the difference this time is that I was able to come into it more level-headed. So like I told y'all before, I didn't see a separation between sex and emotion. Sex actually was the way for me to try and feel closeness and emotion with people. But I came into the situation, I knew what it was. I walked away not feeling like I had lost a part of myself or feeling that sense of emptiness. No void, no attachment. I was actually able to separate myself from that. And that honestly felt like a huge accomplishment. So I definitely think that it was worth it because it allowed me to reframe the way that I see sex. So, life after abstinence has pretty much reverted back to what life during abstinence was. My sexual experiences after that just kind of reinforced the idea for me that I'm not into casual sex. You know, no shade to people who like it, but it's just not where I am at this point in my life. Although I am now able to separate sex from emotion, I don't want to do that. It doesn't do anything for my lady parts to do that. Sometimes it baffles me to think about how normalized it is for sex to be meaningless. There's people out there who don't even want to kiss the person that they are having sex with because they feel like kissing is more intimate than the physical act of sex. You know, some people don't want to make eye contact, don't take off all their clothes, might only do from the back, don't want to do missionary because they don't want to have that face-to-face interaction with people. And it's like, bro, that is not the type of vibe that I want. I'm sorry, and again, no shade to people who operate in that way. But for me, I just see sex as being a lot more meaningful and intimate than that. I want passion, steamy, look at me in my eyes, making love, energetically connected type of intimacy. Whoo, get hot up in here, okay? So I am actually unofficially abstinent again. You know, it's been a few months or so. I have no specific time frame in mind, but I'm honestly just chilling. Now that I'm at the end of my 20s, I've just been doing a lot of reflecting lately. And I'm pretty much just focused on healing myself from past traumas, recreating a healthy relationship with sex, and also working on feeling more confident in my sexuality. And I can finally say, y'all, I think that I'm really ready to get back into dating. Dating with intention, that is. You know, I realize now that everything happened the way that it was supposed to happen. It started with becoming sexually active because everybody else was doing it. You know, I didn't have that confidence within myself to stand up against people and be like, fuck this, I'm not gonna have sex just because you're having it. Then I became more confident in my sexuality and actually started enjoying sex, but then realized in the end that it was still meaningless. Then I got my heart broken badly and took a complete hiatus from sex and dating, which was a painful process, okay? Painful as hell, but it taught me that I need to do things differently and I really need to allow time for myself to heal from childhood traumas, heal from relationship traumas before I try to move forward with anybody else, or else I was just gonna keep going through that same cycle. And now I'm ready. If you ask me, I'm ready. I'm still learning things about myself every day to the point where it's shocking sometimes the things that I realize about myself that have been buried down for years. You know, what triggers me, what I have difficulties with, which for me, it's often vulnerability. Telling people, you know, you hurt my feelings, you make me feel this way, I would like you to do this and make me uncomfortable when you do that. Like, those are the things that I really struggle with, and I'm starting to really piece together why that is. So I know that there's things that I still need to actively work on in order to have the type of relationship that I want, but I'm still learning. Me and somebody's son about to be out here lit, okay? Like, hey. Child, hope my mama don't watch this video. No, but in all seriousness, I really do hope that this resonated with y'all. These are the types of talks that I think are important to have with other women so that you don't feel alone in things. There are other women out there who can relate to your experiences, understand why you might have made some of the mistakes that you've made, and have these open conversations without coming from a place of judgment. And I also think it's really important for younger girls to hear conversations like this so they can learn from our mistakes and, you know, also just navigate their own sexuality with having a positive example to help guide them. If and when I'm blessed enough to have a daughter, I really want her to be able to come to me and have transparent conversations about love, dating, sex, heartbreaks, and all the confusion that comes along with that stuff, because I didn't have that. You know what I'm saying? Like, the extent of a sex talk that I had with my mom was telling me that I shouldn't have it. And at that point, I was already having it. So it was kind of too little, way too little, but way too late, you know? So I'm really just trying to do better, be better, break those generational curses. Whew. You know, I was gonna talk about more in this video, but I'm actually gonna leave it here today. In a future video, I plan to talk more about how past traumas have been shaping my dating life, specifically when it comes to self-sabotaging. Because that's a whole rabbit hole in itself. Ladies, y'all know where I'm coming from with that, but that's going to be a really deep and needed discussion. So please be on the lookout for that, because it's going to be a good one. So if you enjoyed this video, please like and comment so that I know that you like this type of content. And if you have not already joined the fam, first of all, how you get this far in the video and you ain't subscribed to my channel yet? Like, what are you doing, baby? No, but really, Tanisha Talks is a safe space for us to be able to have interactive discussion. Even if you don't agree with what I say and vice versa, I still love to hear everyone's opinion. So join the fam, we be lit. I love having these discussions with y'all. And on that note, I am about to exit this video. So as always, stay safe, stay blessed, and until next time, y'all, bye.